Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Matt. I am a content producer on behalf of OddsJam, and today I will be betting $100 on 4 separate picks, so $400 overall using OddsJam. If you've been following along, I've been doing this every week for the NFL now. I've actually had a pretty good go of it so far. If you want to look at my picks, I've gone 13-3, and last week I had my first ever 4-0 week. So if you've been doing what I've been doing and betting $100 on each one, you've made a profited. That's profit over $1,000. So far so good. And I love using OddsJam to make these picks because I make sure I get everything profitable. So that's what I'll be showing today. Let me change my screen a little bit so you guys can see everything. There we go. Okay, so like I said, if you've been listening, you know the format. We do one lock, one underdog, one game prop, and one player prop. The rules for the lock, I'll go over this again. It's just it has to be minus. It can't be worse. The odds can't be worse than minus 200. So like, it wouldn't be fun. Like I think the Patriots are going to win. Well, they're minus 385. That's not really that great of a lock. So normally what I've been doing on these locks is just betting the money line. So like an example, the Falcons would be good. The Panthers would be good. Broncos, Packers, and so forth. Or sometimes I'll just take a spread and I'll buy the points down. This week I just have a money line that's worse. That is no worse than minus 200. So let's get into it. So for my lock, like I said, I like looking at teams if I can find a money line that I like. So a couple options. Falcons, no way. They're missing Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage. The Jets were honestly an underdog pick. I don't like them at all. The Titans, I thought about at minus 200, buying that down a little bit. Their spread looks like Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook out there, has the Titans at minus 4.5. So I could bet that down. I could bet that down to, let's say, like minus 3, get it minus 150. That's not a bad play. AJ Brown's back for them. They should win, but the Titans just lost to the Jets last week. I'm a little nervous about that. So the team I ended up settling on were the Panthers over my Eagles. Maybe this is a little bit of a hedge of the heart, but I've seen the Eagles be terrible for 3 straight weeks now. Their offense looked better against the Chiefs, but the Chiefs have the worst ranked defense in the NFL, so you can't really take too much from that. And even then, they still couldn't score. They had 3 touchdowns called back because of penalties. Excuse me. They lead the league in penalties. They're currently on pace to set a record for most penalties in an entire season. Their coaching points aren't working. Their defense was 8th in DVOA, fell all the way down to 24th. The Chiefs scored touchdowns on 6 of 7 drives. They pretty much could do whatever they wanted. And the Panthers, their defense did just get shredded last week by the Cowboys, but the Eagles' offense certainly is not the Cowboys' offense, as much as that pains me to say. And I could get them, looks like on WynnBet, I can get that at minus 159. So that'll be my bet there. The Panthers over the Eagles at minus 159. And you can see that this is a profitable bet when you look at the money line on Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook out there. They have him at minus 160. So not exactly the biggest positive EV, but on cases like this, I kind of just tend to trust my gut and intuition, and I always make sure that it's positive value, which is what I'm doing here. So even if I believe one thing, if Pinnacle doesn't agree with me, then I won't bet it, just because if you do that, if you make enough bets that are positive value, you'll profit overall. That's kind of how I've been doing so well. I mean, if you look at overall on the positive EV betting, I've profited over $730. So, and that's just wasn't able to do week 1. So that's just in the last 3 weeks. So that's why I always make sure to do that. And let's go back to football. So yeah, official lock is going to be Panthers at minus 159. It looks like the best odds you can find there are on WynnBet. Looks like the VIG on that is 1.3 or 1.4%, which really isn't terrible. So that'll be my official lock. The underdog, there's actually a lot of underdogs that I liked. I think the Jets are going to win. I think the Washington football team is going to win. I think the 49ers are going to win. And I want to put some lettuce on the Bills, but I'm not quite there yet. So originally my pick was going to be the Jets. Because, like I said, the Falcons are missing Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage. I do think the Jets win, but looks like the best odds it can get are on Caesars at plus 130, and Pinnacle has the Jets at plus 133. So that's unfortunately not positive value, so I wasn't able to go with that pick. So let's see if the Falcons end up winning, and I'll be thanking the tool, or it'll just be one of those ones, not every positive EV bet is going to win. So what I settled on and this is a little bold of me, I'll understand, is the 49ers over the Cardinals. But my logic for this is Trey Lance is getting his first start. I think that Kyle Shanahan is just so excited to see what he can do with Trey Lance, finally getting Jimmy G out of there. I mean, Lance's rushing total, no matter what it is, I guarantee it's going to go over. And I just think that Kyle Shanahan is just so excited to be able to unleash Trey Lance. And on the flip side, the Cardinals, I know they're the darlings of the NFL. They're 4-0. They just curb stomped the Rams. But if you rewind a week ago, the team that the Cardinals beat, the Rams, were the darlings of the NFL after they just beat the Bucs the previous week. So what I'm counting on here is sort of a letdown game from the Cardinals, similar to one that they just put on the Rams. As explosive as the Cardinals' offense is and has been under under Cliff Kingsbury and quarterback Kyler Murray, they've never been a model of consistency. Honestly, they should have lost the game against the Vikings if it wasn't for the Vikings missing like a 30-yard field goal to win it. They won by less than 3. And then 2 weeks ago against the Jaguars, the Cardinals kind of sludged through that game before finally having the Jaguars just gift it to them. So I'm really confident in the 49ers. And this is also a situation where you're getting pretty good positive EV. So even if you take out the VIG, which is just the juice that Pinnacle is adding to this to get their profit, so it looks like it's plus 190, minus 215. I have the odds here. It looks like the no VIG odds, they have this at plus 197, and looks like on, where is that? On BetRivers, you're getting them at plus 200. So you're getting that 0.03 difference, even from the VIG odds, and you're getting the full 10 from just the regular money line. So I think that this is a good play. It's shown to be the most valuable of the underdogs I was looking at. Another team I was considering was the Washington football team. They're at plus 119. Looks like the best you can get them at is plus 120. So it's only that 0.01, which I did take with the Panthers, but I just decided to settle on the positive EV play and the more money. So you bet 100 on this, you profit 200. For this one, you only profit 120. So that's kind of another reason where the logic is just at this isn't rocket science, but the higher plus money odds you bet, the more you'll make. So official underdog is going to be 49ers at best odds at plus 200. The player prop. For player props, I love looking at the positive EV page for this. As you can see, I've already locked 2 of them. But the one that I settled on is this one right here, the Henry Ruggs longest reception over 22.5 yards. So he's playing the Bears, whose defense is good, but they don't quite have the cornerbacks to keep up with Ruggs. And Ruggs has been the Raiders' deep shot player. I think that after how much the Raiders struggled on offense last week, I think they're going to make a point to kind of get back to their roots, and they're going to set some deep shots for Ruggs. And if you look at Henry Ruggs' stats, you can look at, he's been their deep threat. So if you want to look at, I think you might have to go to their game log. So it's like his long in October was 51, which would have hit. If you look at his full splits, no, that's not what we want. We want it by game. Let's go back. Okay, here we go. So let's look at here we go. We have it right here. So it looks like the over-under I'm getting is 22.5. It looks like he's hit that in every game so far. 51, 23, 61, 37. So the one you'll sweat that out the most was last week, or 2 weeks ago, against the Dolphins when he had 23, but it still would have hit, and that was his worst one. And he's played some good defenses. Like the Chargers have a good defense, it hit. Pittsburgh has a good defense, and it hit. Baltimore, they've kind of shown that their defense isn't as good as we all thought, but their defense is still good, and they can still get pressure, and the longest was 37. So I'm very confident in this one hitting. There's a reason why the positive EV is 8%. It looks like the best odds you're getting are at Caesars at minus 110. This is actually already something that I bet on myself. So it's like I put 45 on it based on the calculator, but I will be putting another 100 on this because it's part of my pick. So I'll have a lot of exposure to this one. I'll have over 145 on it, but I'm confident in it. I think it's a good play. And then the last one is a bet against the Kansas City Chiefs defense. What I decided on was the Bills team total over 27.5. So it looks like Pinnacle is pricing that at minus 103. So what I actually did was I was able to get them. Let's go back to NFL. I was able to get the Bills I got it down to 27 as opposed to 27.5. So I'm getting that half a point, and I'm getting that at minus 112. So the official, and it looks like this one's on FanDuel. So the official game prop is going to be Bills over team total over 27 points. And I was surprised to see that so low and it priced so poorly by Pinnacle, because if you look at the Chiefs defense, if you want to go to DVOA, let's hope. So if you look at defense DVOA, Chiefs are last. You look at offensive DVOA, the Bills looks like they're down to 17. But if you go back to their point totals the Bills have put up, granted, I understand that the Bills have played some really bad teams, but they put up 40 against the Texans, 43 against against the football team, 35 against the Dolphins, and then they had a bad week against the Steelers where they only put up 16. But so Josh Allen isn't quite having the same success he had last year, but they're still putting up these crazy point totals. Obviously, they're not going to shut out the Chiefs like they did the Dolphins and the Texans, but you figure the Chiefs are going to the Chiefs are going to put up a ton of points, so the Bills are going to have to put up a ton of points. So if you look at the Chiefs defense, Chiefs schedule, looks like they've given up over 27 points in every game so far. So they did it, the Browns 29, 36 to the Ravens, 30 to the Chargers, and 30 to the Eagles. And the Eagles offense is rated worse than the Bills, I would imagine. I don't want to go back to the DVOA page, but the Eagles offense had been terrible the past 2 weeks. They only put up 11 points against the 49ers 3 weeks ago, and then 2 weeks ago against Dallas, they only had 7. They only really scored until they didn't score their second touchdown until garbage time. They were already down by 20 points late in the third quarter when they got their second touchdown. So the Chiefs just are simply unable to stop anybody. I'm very confident that the Bills are going to be able to put up points. And this is also the Bills Super Bowl. So you'll see games like the Rams against the Bucks where they just got so amped up for it. They just wanted to win so badly. Or last week, the Cardinals against those same Rams. Earlier this year, you saw the Bengals beat up on the Steelers. Like, these teams are getting their revenge, and they're putting so much emphasis on these games because this is kind of their Super Bowl. So the Bills lost to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Stephon Diggs was the only player. He stayed on the field. He watched them celebrate. I think that the Bills are really hungry, and I think they're going to be they're going to have their best game plan. They're going to be sharp, and I'm really only getting 27. So the Bills could still lose this game, as teams have to the Chiefs, and put up over 27 points. So something I'm very confident in on that. So just to recap, my official plays, the lock is going to be the Panthers money line against the Eagles. Looks like Pinnacle has it at minus 160. We are getting it. It was minus 159, I believe, on WynnBet, and I can confirm that. Yeah, so that's a positive EV play there. The underdog is going to be the 49ers plus 200 against the Cardinals. Looks like I have the no big odds calculated at plus 197. Pinnacle has it at plus 190, so you're getting that positive EV play there. The player prop, I stole directly from the positive EV page. This Henry Ruggs one at over 22.5. Looks like I said, it's even, Pinnacle is having it go up, but it's still staying at minus 110 on Caesar. So you'll notice that this went from 8% to 9% since I've been on the video, which just shows how important it is to constantly refresh this page and lock the ones you see when you like them. Like this Justin Fields one wasn't there when I was looking at it last time. So anyways, official player prop is going to be Henry Ruggs over 22.5. And then the last one is the game prop that I just detailed. It's going to be the Bills team total. I'm going to take that over 27. And the best odds I'm getting were on FanDuel. Where's team total? Where's on FanDuel at minus 112. So those are my 4 plays. Like I said, I've had success so far. Just to go back, they're 13-3. Last week I had my first 4-0 week, so hopefully that doesn't mean the shoe's going to drop, and this is going to be my first bad week. I don't feel that way. I think there's going to be some good some good picks, and so yeah, that's all I got for you. Let me know what you think. If you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know, and I'd love to hear your picks and why you disagree. You can find me on Twitter at Modi_sports. That is Modi_sports, and I can even type it out for you. That's my Twitter handle. And then my Gmail is modisportsanalytics@gmail.com. So that's where you can contact me if you have any feedback. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, like I said, that's all I got for you. So happy betting, happy watching, and good luck to everybody.